Hey guys, tonight we descend into a tale that was never meant to survive the centuries. A story spoken only in hushed breaths, as if the wind itself feared carrying her name. They called her a queen, but the old ones say she was something far older than a crown, something carved from silence, patience, and the venom of forgotten gods. This is the story of the night she lulled an entire kingdom into sleep, and fed their dreams to the dark. But listen, this is not the version sung by bards or buried in dusty chronicles. This is the truth beneath the truth. A queen who smiled like dawn and killed like twilight. A woman who learned early that loyalty is a lie men tell themselves to stay warm. When betrayal took everything from her, she answered with a mercy no man could outrun. A silent cup, a gentle toast, a poison that tasted like forgiveness. And one by one, an empire folded into the quiet. So before you get comfortable, take a moment to like the video and subscribe, but only if you genuinely enjoy what I do here, and let me know in the comments where you are tuning from and what time it is for you. It's always fascinating to see who's joining us from around the world. Now dim the lights. Let your room surrender to the dark. Let the silence tighten around you like the grip of fate. Because the Queen's tale isn't just history. It is a lingering breath, a curse with no conscience. And once you hear it, it never truly lets you go. I have lived long enough to forget many things. Names, faces, seasons, even the sound of my own mother's voice. But that night, the night Queen Nyana put an entire kingdom to sleep, that memory clings to me like cold hands in the dark. Sometimes when the wind sighs through my window, I swear I still hear the whispers. The faint, trembling cries of those who drifted into her moonlit dream and never truly came back. My name is Coral. Once I was only a palace herbalist, young, obedient, proud to serve the mighty kingdom of Aroden. But pride blinds a man, and secrets have teeth. If I close my eyes now, after all these years, I can still see her. Queen Nyana, tall, graceful, her presence soft as dusk and sharp as a blade hidden beneath silk. The people loved her, the priests praised her. Even the children fought to bring her flowers when she walked among the villages barefoot. But those of us within the palace walls, we saw something else, something she hid behind smiles and silence. Her eyes that held storms that no sky had ever seen. Eyes that watched everything, even the things you tried to hide from yourself. Yet it didn't begin with her. Like all tragedies, this one began with a warning, ignored. It was King Zobin, her husband, who whispered the first curse into the night. I remember it clearly. He was dying. His breaths were shallow, uneven, like a candle smothered by an unseen hand. Only 3 people stood at his bedside, the chief priest, Queen Nyana, and me. His voice cracked like dry leaves when he spoke. Protect the kingdom from her silence, for it carries more than sorrow. More than sorrow. What could that mean? Before anyone could question him, his chest rose, then fell, and never rose again. Queen Nyana wept. But even then, I swear on every ancestor that still listens to this old voice, her tears felt rehearsed. Still, no one dared whisper a doubt. Who questions a queen in mourning? But perhaps the real question was this. What happens to a kingdom when its queen stops pretending to grieve? If you're still watching, make sure you follow. The story only grows darker from here. Weeks passed, and the palace shifted. not by force, not by decree, but the way of forest grows silent when a predator hides in the shadows. Small things changed first. The palace cats, usually proud, arrogant creatures that feared nothing, refused to walk near Nyana's chambers. They hissed, backs arched, whenever she passed. Torch flames bent away from her, as if pushed by an invisible wind. And the garden flowers, lily, hibiscus, moon orchids, wilted when she walked by, only to bloom again moments after she left. The servants whispered, the elders prayed, but fear has no tongue, and the palace swallowed its questions like bitter herbs. Then came the dreams. People began waking in the night, shaking, claiming they heard footsteps outside their doors. Whispers, breaths, soft knocks that vanished when they rose to check. I tried to dismiss it. Dreams are dreams, nothing more. But then the queen summoned me. The palace tried to quiet its fear, but fear does not die. It waits. And every whisper in the night carried the same unspoken question. What exactly was the queen becoming? If you're still with me, stay close. The night ahead holds answers wrapped in dread. It was evening, a moonless, heavy night that pressed on the palace like a hand on a throat. "Koro," she said, her back to me as she stood by the high window. I could see her reflection in the glass, still controlled, unreadable. I could see her reflection in the glass, still controlled, unreadable. Prepare a drink for the kingdom, a blessing for peace, a blessing, a single word that should have brought comfort, but instead tightened something inside me. "What herbs shall I use, my queen?" I asked. She turned. Her face was calm, beautiful, unbroken. But her eyes, I swear they were empty, like two deep wells that even sunlight had abandoned. "Use the blue blossoms," she said, "the ones that bloom only under moonlight." My blood ran cold. Those flowers were forbidden. We used them only in rituals for the dying to ease suffering, or usher a peaceful passing. "Your Majesty," I whispered, "the blue blossoms?" Her voice cut through mine like a soft blade. "Koro, do as I say. A queen's command is a rope around a servant's throat." I bowed, and I obeyed. But my hands trembled as I plucked the blossoms, for the petals felt icy against my skin, as if holding pieces of the moon's shadow. But what if the rope is tied to something darker than loyalty? What if obedience is the first step into ruin? If you're watching, don't blink. The story sharpens from here. The next morning was the Festival of Remembrance, a day of unity, honoring ancestors and celebrating the land. Thousands gathered, nobles in bright robes, warriors with polished shields, children with painted faces, farmers smelling of earth and hope. They drank the queen's blessing with joy, praising her generosity. Then the world slowed. A mother laughed. Then her smile froze. A warrior raised his cup. Then his hand dropped. A child twirled in delight, then collapsed mid-spin. One by one, thousands fell. Some slumped over tables. Some sank into the dust. Some curled around their children as sleep swallowed them whole. It was not loud. It was not chaotic. It was quiet. Too quiet. A silence so deep it felt alive. I ran to the queen, shaking. "What have you done?" I whispered. She smiled, a smile so thin it barely existed. "I gave them peace," she breathed. "The peace they stole from me." Her cloak shifted, revealing scars carved across her back, scars the late king had given her. scars the kingdom never saw. Tonight, she said calmly, they will sleep, and at dawn, I will decide who wakes. One by one, the kingdom fell into silence. Not the silence of peace, but the silence that comes when something sacred has been stolen. What kind of queen walks unharmed through a grave made of her own people? If your heart's still steady, keep listening. The truth is about to step forward. The kingdom lay still as a graveyard. Even the wind refused to whisper. Only Queen Niana walked among the fallen. She knelt beside each sleeping body, placing her fingers gently on their foreheads. At first I thought she prayed, but then I heard it, a faint, ghost-like murmur rising from their lips. Then I understood. She wasn't just drugging them. She was taking something. Breath, memory, spirit, call it what you will. What left their bodies that night was more than sleep. I hid behind the stone pillars, watching her gather the fading essence into a clay vessel. Souls, flickering like trapped fireflies, spiraled into the jar, filling it with a pale blue glow. When she held it up, the light reflected in her eyes, and for a heartbeat, she looked almost human. Almost. They took my life, she murmured. My freedom, my voice, my dreams. Now, I take theirs. The ground beneath me felt suddenly unsteady. The first time I feared not for the kingdom, but for myself. Souls flickered like fireflies in her hands, and in that cold, blue glow I realized the kingdom hadn't lost its breath by accident. It had been collected, harvested, claimed, but the question was, for what? If you're still watching, brace yourself. Dawn brings a reckoning no one escapes. But justice does not sleep, even when kingdoms do. As dawn approached, the first to awaken was a child, a little girl who had not finished her drink. Her steps were small, frightened, unsteady. She stumbled toward the queen. Niana knelt before her. The jar glowed softly in her hand. The child looked at her, eyes wide, innocent, trembling. And something inside the queen broke. Her voice trembled. Go, she whispered. Run! The child fled into the mist. The queen rose slowly, holding the jar to her chest. And then she walked, not with power, not with anger, but with a sorrow so deep it felt like the air grew heavy around her. She walked to the edge of the cliff overlooking the valley, the jar glowing with 10,000 stolen souls. Thunder murmured though the sky was clear. Wind howled though no storm had come. The earth itself seemed to grieve with her. She raised the jar. Let the world remember this, she said quietly. A wounded queen is the deadliest curse of all. Then she shattered it. Blue light erupted, a storm of souls bursting into the sky, rising like freed stars. When the glow faded, she was gone. Some say she jumped. Some say she vanished. Some say the gods came for her. No one truly knows. She walked to the cliff with 10,000 stolen souls glowing in her hands. And in that moment I understood. Even a broken heart can drown a kingdom. But when she vanished, what exactly did she leave behind? If you've followed her this far, don't stop now. A curse like hers doesn't end with light. But the kingdom never forgot. Every year, on the night of the festival, a strange blue glow hovers over the valley. The wind carries a whisper. A queen's pain never sleeps, and those who listen closely claim to hear footsteps behind them. Soft, steady, familiar. Some swear her shadow still walks through the palace gardens. Some say they see lily bloom where she once stood. Some believe her spirit waits for justice that never came. As for me, I am old now. My hands shake, my sight fades. But when I tell this story, people still shiver. Not because of the magic, not because of the deaths, not even because she stole the souls of an entire kingdom, but because this tale reminds us of what pain can do when it is ignored, when it is silenced, when it grows in the dark, unseen, unloved, and unhealed. Queen Diana did not raise an army. She did not spill innocent blood. She let silence and truth destroy her enemies. So when you hear the wind whisper in the night, remember her words, "My silence will speak louder," because sometimes the loudest revenge is the peace that refuses to forget. And if this tale lingered in you, if even one line echoed in the quiet corners of your mind, then let your voice answer back. Like this story, share it with those who listen to the wind, and subscribe so you never miss the next whisper of treachery. Every click keeps the fire alive, and every new follower becomes another witness to the truth the world tries to hide. But before you go, tell me this. If you lived in a Roden, would you fear the queen or pity her? Was her pain enough reason to poison the whole kingdom? Share your thoughts in the comments section. As for me, I think she betrayed a kingdom's trust